So I will start with the introduction quickly, mostly about ELISA and all the recent activities and future ideas. So as you know, we are the alliance, the university alliance in Europe that are wishing to transfer engineering education. The slides are getting strange now. Dora, can you put us back to full screen, please?
It's full screen.
Or it's me.
Hi, I'm sorry.
Right. Can I ask, please, everyone mute the microphones? Thank you. So I don't know. I see the slide strangely. I hope you see it well, but I will keep talking. Yeah. So we are wishing to transform engineering education, but we have to emphasize that we don't only focus on engineering education. This is our flagship within the Alliance, as most of the universities are related directly to engineering within ELISA. But we also deal a lot with interdisciplinary, transdisciplinary, and multidisciplinary education. Don't ask me about the specific definition of these three words. But we deal with all kinds of education-related issues within our alliance. As you know, ELISA acronym stands for the European Engineering, Learning, Innovation, and Science Alliance, and it's one of the European universities founded through the Erasmus program. The name we got from referring to Elisa Leonida Zamfirescu, who was the first woman to obtain an engineering degree in the world. We are a rather large alliance among the other alliances, to 200,000 plus students, 10 universities within 8 countries, so we have a large network. And we are dealing with quite a lot of people among us, like 16,000 plus lecturers. And we have established already 40 plus communities. We're dealing with different challenges, societal challenges, and professional activities. And we also awarded more than 1,300 ELISA credentials that I will detail a bit on later. Here are a couple of keywords of the ELISA mission. We are redefining what is a European engineer, so that somebody educated at our institutions can be considered as one and have chances all over Europe. We are teaching interdisciplinary. That is a key aspect that I already mentioned. And we deal a lot with the research, engineering skills, and knowledge transfer within our alliance and beyond to all our external stakeholders and to society. We have a keen interest on inclusiveness. ELISA is considered to be an inclusive alliance. We see our future as a huge alliance with a lot of partners, a lot of associated partners, and being well known within Europe and also globally. One of the key aspects why we established ELISA, and we are putting it as a challenge in all our activities, is the Sustainable Development Goals of the United Nations and the Agenda for 2030. And if you are familiar with any of our communities or with any of our education activities, you will always see this small symbol of SDGs related to that. How we can put our goals into practice? One of our main drivers is the ELISA communities, which means that you can gather with other professionals within the ELISA network, invite others from the outside, and create a challenge-based professional community to deal with, realize, create solutions for any of the challenges, usually incorporated within the SDGs. Of course, we are universities, so we have the main activities on education and research, and the ELISA recognition system has been established to really award those who take part in our educational programs. The ELISA credential is the first step or the first stage within our recognition system that any student can get who completes a certain amount of ELISA activity, let it be related to communities or to educational offers. The ELISA supplement is somehow similar to our classical diploma supplement, so you need to have the requisites of more or less 1 semester in total to complete, to receive that. And the joint degrees are being established on different fields within the Alliance. This is our goal for the future, to extend the ELISA recognition system to more and more students and to get more and more people involved within that. And this is one of the key places where the ELISA internships can be a part of our Alliance activities, as we consider, especially in engineering, but also in other disciplines, that practice in the field without any cost, meaning that during the studies, should be a key element of all learning curricula. And of course, we are mostly research universities, and innovation is a key driver today's within society. So the ELISA InnoCo project, which is directly attached to the ELISA main and core project, is being developed. And I share another slide about this. So we do have research infrastructures that we analyze, and we see it at the network level, not only at institutional level. And we are aiming for large research and innovation projects, exploiting all the competencies and the infrastructure we already have. So if you find the word InnoCore, you may know that it stands for Innovation and Common Research Strategy, with a special emphasis on the common here. Some good examples of ELISA community activities you see here: when students, professors, staff members, and even company representatives get together. One of them was the On the Move project, looking at urban activities and solutions. And one other one is a space project together with the European Space Agency, has been realized last year and this year in Madrid at UPM, with many students from all over ELISA, redesigning the European Space Agency local environment and operational facilities. So, some words about what we have done directly related to internships. Of course, we have gathered all the best practices and routines that we are doing at our own institutions. We created an apprenticeship and model and an office, a virtual office that is being established at the moment. You will hear a presentation by our colleague Gary soon about this. We are discovering the legal issues. This is a quite challenging thing, as our countries, they have different demands. If a student goes to another country within ELISA, it's not necessarily within the European Union, but even within the European Union, the legal issues can be different, also the financial issues. We are establishing partnerships with quite a lot of public and private organizations. Just to mention numbers, in the last ELISA proposal for the phase 2 of ELISA, we had over 40 authorities and partners giving us support letters that they are willing to participate in ELISA and they see the benefits of ELISA on the long run. And we are currently exploring the number of public authorities in ways related to our alliance. We have done stakeholder workshops where we interview our partners from the companies, from the industries, what they think about our alliance. We created employability fora, as we call them, career days, for students who want to go on internships in different countries. And we are at the moment developing a financial model for the sustainability of ELISA, how we can have a fundraising from the different partners, let it be the European Commission or even companies, that we can establish ELISA on the long run. And for example, fund the internship of our students at different places, or fund the internship holders in the lab. And this requires, of course, a quality control framework. That's something that's being developed also right now. So these are the topics we are exploring, and we had quite a few activities on in the last 3 years. And that is how we created our agenda for today. So I had a short introduction. I'm already over time, so we'll have to keep the time for the others. But we will hear about the career days, the internship platform that we established, the training office I mentioned from several colleagues from all over ELISA. Then we will have a Q&A session. And afterwards, we will hear some about the good practices, how to engage our colleagues, ourselves, or even our students within the internships. And we will hear about the mobility options, which is a key feature for the internships. And then we will have another Q&A session. And in the end, we can play with the Mentimeter to give us some direct feedback that we can use for our future work. So with this, we'll start the sessions. And I already asked Alexander Stiller from FAU, from Nürnberg and Langen, to talk about the International Career Days.
Yeah, thank you
and
very much.
I give you the control, Alex. I'll give you back, and then you can take it.
Oh, perfect. And now the slides are in the right place again. Perfect. Yeah, today we talk about the International Career Days. It is an activity we have done in summer this year. And first, we talked to some stakeholders. Let me see how I can change the slides. So we talked to our main stakeholders in the beginning of May, and we were looking for the question, how can we link our students to the companies? So the main question of the EELISA International Career Days was then to connect students with industry, because we heard that internships and especially the early engagement of students are vital for European students and companies. First, students gain some experience and can find maybe their dream employer. But also it is very important for companies as they attract and retain talent with internships at an early career stage. And we also heard from the stakeholders that especially international students bring an enormous value to the companies, for example, in the intercultural sphere. So the EELISA International Career Days focused to connect students with industry partners and bridging the gap between students and industry for mutual benefits. So we focused on informing students from all over EELISA about the different internship and employment opportunities at companies from other universities, partners, and to introduce to have the direct contact between companies and students. So we wanted to stimulate and strengthen the international exchange between students and potential employees, and offer both sides a networking platform to connect. Furthermore, we launched in May 2023 the EELISA Career Opportunities page. On this page, you can see some offers companies have sent to us, and we can then distribute it to our almost 200,000 students all over Europe. So if you have interested companies who want to share their internship or maybe their PhD position, they can send it to us directly, and we will then upload it on the career page to distribute it. This is how it looks like. If you want, you can take a first look with the smartphone via the QR code. On the page, as you can see, you can, for example, filter for target. You may see my cursor, so you may see it. The type of offer, if it's an internship, if it's a PhD position or something else, and also the location. I brought some examples. For example, at the company Evosoft, there's now an internship for software development and innovation in Budapest, or in France, there's the possibility for a internship in the operability of loadings, geometric calculation results between 3D model and finity element model at EDF. Coming back to the EELISA International Career Days, what we have done. So we had 5 days in 5 different countries and with 6 universities. The ENPC and the PSL, the both Parisian universities, gathered together to introduce job and employment and internship opportunities in France. The UPB in Bucharest did the same for Romania. The ITU did it for Turkey. We at FAU presented some internship and employment opportunities in Germany at some partner companies, and the BME did the same for Hungary. The event was attended by more than 220 students. We had some more registrations, but unfortunately the turnout was very low. But this is something we want to improve on, and I will come back later to it. We did it via Zoom, and every career day lasted about 1 to 2 hours. So how it was done? We, as the EELISA partners, spoke to companies in our direct ecosystem, thinking how can we connect you to our students, and invited them to present themselves and also present some employment and internship opportunities they currently have. That means that they can have concrete offers for our students, so they can see on the website, oh, this is something I'm interested in, I can apply directly. The EELISA partners introduced a little bit about their region and the city they are in, about some legal aspects. For example, if you want to do an internship in Germany, you have to have the legal requirements to work in Germany. This is not as relevant for European students as, for example, Turkish students, but it is something we wanted to inform students and tell them right away. Further, we also discussed how do you apply in Germany, what do you have to have in mind? And during the Zoom sessions, the students of EELISA could directly speak to the industry partners after the presentations. We had some slots for Q&A sessions where they could ask every question they wanted to ask. And there was some lively discussion, and I think most of the students took away very important information and maybe some contacts. This is just a small overview of what companies attended. We had various mix of small companies, maybe even startups, some small and medium economy enterprises, and of course the big players, the global players. As the challenges, as I already indicated, the turnout was a little bit lower than expected. We had registrations much higher than the actual turnout. So a lot of students registered but didn't show up, which was a little bit sad for the companies. This is also the feedback we received, because we told them how many students registered beforehand, and they were then a little bit disappointed about the turnout. So in this aspect, we want to improve our communication. We want to indicate earlier when these career days are taking place, and we want to improve our marketing strategy to increase the turnout. Then the dates, they were quite closely planned within 1 week time, in the end of May and the beginning of June. And we received the feedback that this was too narrow planned. That means that students were just overwhelmed by the offers, and that's why the turnout was probably a little bit lower. So in the future, we want to plan the events not that narrow. So we want to have a little bit space between those events. And the third challenge was the online format. While online has its advantages, for example, for the accessibility, we received the feedback that the connection between the students and the industry was not that well as expected, and that an in-person format would be probably better in the future. Those are the challenges, and if we want to look out into the next year, we would like to repeat the EELISA International Career Days. We want to make it accessible for all 10 universities all over Europe. We want to increase the turnout by improving our communication and the marketing strategy. We want to see if there's a possibility to connect with existing formats. A lot of universities do already have some career days. For example, at FAU, it's the 6th of October. And we want to connect and add the ELISA perspective to those existing career days. And further, we would like to plan together with you from the staff of the ELISA universities to see where are possibilities to work together to improve the whole format. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Alex. If you can give back the control to Dora. Actually, we all know the pros and cons of the online participation in different meetings. I mean, seeking for job or internships is never the best option, but we also see the benefits for it. So we already have a good plan, and it's a continuing thing to do the career days. Some of the institutions want to do now in the fall, for example, in Madrid. And this will be an important continuation and explore the new ways. Like the students have always this good idea that, well, it's interesting to get an international internship. Let's apply for such a meeting, but we have to help and support them that this idea gets true and comes true, and they really do participate. So we are still exploring what is the best way to promote these things. And Alex already talked a bit about the internship platform. Esther will go into the details of it. So I give the word to you, Esther, and I hope the control goes good there as well.
Hi, hello. Yes, I am here. I turned off the camera because for the better connection, but I hope you can hear me.
We hear you good, Esther. Do you want to change the slides, or should it be Dori helping you?
I think Dori will help me.
Okay.
So ELISA members, ELISA universities have their own practices, existing procedures and supporting organizational structures for the implementation of internship. But as Alex said, this May, this platform was created, and this platform, which is open to all, creates a common space for internship opportunities, making them more visible and accessible to academic staff and students and to everyone. The next, please. Yes. As you can see on the page elisa.eu, you can find the career opportunities. Okay, next, please. And you can see the target. The target can be students, PhD, and staff at the moment. The type of offer can be internship or job offer. And the location, at the moment, we have 6 cities or countries, as you can see. Yes, and from Romania, the requirements in the offer is the title of the internship, the type of offer, the target, location, education requirements, case description, duration of the offer, deadline. And as you see, there is no deadline, so we can keep this on the platform for good. It's continuous. And more info, there is always a link or an email address. Yes, the next one, please. Yes, the given link, as you can see, gives more details. There are more offers from Romania and from Hungary. And the next one is from offer from Germany. And as you can see, the deadline is almost expired, but the website is refreshed every month. So this is a live space. And that means at the moment, there are 3 more offers waiting for uploading. Okay, and the conditions required in the offer. You can see the title, type of offer, target, location, key description, skill required, duration of the offer, deadline, and a contact person. And the offers can be sent to, you can see on the next slide, elisa@bme.edu. So you can send me the offers if you have any. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Esther. Yes, this is one. We are starting this platform. We have that uploaded only in May. And I think one of the main challenges to populate it, and that's where your contribution can be important. Of course, we will have the Q&A sessions to talk about what you see as a main challenge here, how to compete with other platforms, or do we want to compete, or we just want to include them? But it will be important to have ELISA level internships within the Alliance offered to our students. We also offer jobs. We also offer jobs to our graduates, and I think this will be one of the good platforms where the companies they may find some benefits from ELISA. Now I would give the word to Gary. He will talk about the establishment of a virtual apprenticeship and training office. Gary, if you can have the control, please.
Thank you. I hope you can hear me.
Loud and clear.
Great. I don't know how I can take the control of the slides.
You just have to accept it.
Or Dori, you can just move for him if you feel like.
As you wish.
Dori, you can help me, I think. Okay, so thank you. I'm László Vig, member of the working group dealing with this internship program. I'm from the Budapest University of Technology and Economics. It is a pleasure to be here so that I can provide you some information on the technical framework of the apprenticeship and ELISA Apprenticeship and Training Office that will try to support all these processes related to the international internship programs. Next slide, please. Thank you. I will briefly discuss, briefly introduce the structure of this office and the working methods of this office. But before that, let me just briefly summarize that what is the role and the function of this office. What was the motivation to create ELISA International Apprenticeship and Training Office? You may think that internship, completing of the internship is a single event, but I'm pretty sure that you all are aware of that this is not a single individual or independent event. This is the result of a very long process, including a lot of preliminary tasks, a lot of tasks for maintaining these things, which starts with partnerships. It starts with engaging the partners, stakeholders. We need to maintain these partnerships. We need to deal with legal and administrative matters. We need to collect internship offers. We need to publish these internship offers. Very importantly, we need to have a support for the interns, but not only for the interns, but also for the partners and for the staff handling the internship programs, and so on and so on. So we can say that really this is a very complex procedure, very complex process. Next slide, please. If we look at these individual tasks, we can categorize them. We can distinguish them according to the type of the task. So we have one box here, which is related to partnerships. Mentioned this includes engaging the partners, maintaining this partnership. The second category is process supporting activities, meaning the internship offer collection, dealing with the legal and administrative matters. This one, and the third one is implementation of the internship. Next slide, please. This latter one, the completion of internship, is even more complex because that requires a lot of support, not only to the intern but also the staffs and the partners. This means there's a special phase for the preparation of the application, involving the communication and dissemination support to the applicants in the application, and the evaluation phase of the applications. Then during the internship, we need to have some assistance, especially the interns in terms of legal and administrative matters, but this support is also required to the partners as well. Monitoring of the internship is important. Please go back. Monitoring of the internship is quite important because that is the basis for the feedbacks and that is the basis for the quality assurance of the program. Once the internship is completed, it must be evaluated. The outcomes should be verified and validated. So I think these two slides very well illustrate that the internship is a very special, complex procedure. What we have seen here so far that are not really new. I mean, internship programs are existing at the different partners at the local level, typically at the local level. What is a challenge is when we would like to extend it to an international level, to ELISA level, that will require much more focus on special problems like, for example, the regular matters. Next slide, please. So as mentioned, we do have existing structures and practices that ELISA institutes. So many of these activities can be still completed or being completed at the institutional level. We do not need to duplicate, we do not need to repeat these activities on ELISA level. What you need to identify here is that what are the central activities that must be done on a central level at the ELISA Apprenticeship and Training Office, and that was the reason why we have created this Apprenticeship and Training Office. What are these central activities? Next slide, please. Practically 5 different types or categories of central activities are identified. The first one, maybe the most important one, is the coordination of activities of the different partners in terms of internship program. The second one, information collection and dissemination, including the offers, best practices, to share the best practices with other partners. Assisting communication, providing support for institutional and organizational, finally, promotion of activity. So these are the central activities that must be completed in the framework of the ELISA Apprenticeship and Training Office. Next slide, please. Accordingly, we have created and being established an apprenticeship and training office. This is going to be a virtual office, not a physical office. To this virtual office, all ELISA partners will delegate or nominate 1 or 2 delegates. These nominees are called the institutional internship coordinators. The institutional internship coordinators, one of them is an operative one and contributes to the management of the ELISA International Internship Program in general. Another institutional delegate contributes to the administrative task. So the institutional internship coordinators, they are responsible for the successful implementation of the EELISA International Internship programs and for the support of the local activities at the institutional level. They are kind of a connection between the EELISA partners and the institutional, organizational, institutional structures. So practically, they are kind of liaison with the institutional structure, liaison with some local authorities. And so. Next slide, please. What are the tasks of the institutional internship coordinators? Assisting the communication, as mentioned, this includes not only the communication between the institutional structures, but also with stakeholders, also with other liaison with other programs like Erasmus Internship Program, IST, liaison with the academic and scientific board, employment committee, information collection from the institutional organizations, coordination of these activities, and providing support, especially for the institutional and organizational tasks. And finally, there's a reporting activity that we need to consider here. Next slide, please. There are two other groups included in this apprenticeship and training office. One is the Information Hub, which is a unit for developing and maintaining the EELISA internship portal repository, what was just introduced in the previous presentation by Esther. And the last one is the dissemination unit that is for creating support documents, training materials, organizing trainings and workshops, and promote the activity. All these works shall be done in cooperation and liaison with other EELISA offices, for example, the EELISA IT officer, the EELISA communication office, and corresponding works like the forum. Next slide, please. This system is intended to be a flexible system, which means that, as mentioned, there are already existing internal structures at the institutes. So it is not an aim to harmonize these structures into a single possible way or method. Instead, we would like to keep and utilize these structures by connecting them into the EELISA level, connecting them with the other partners, which means that the organizational or institutional organization is kept as it is, or they are, and the system is flexible, so the EELISA institutional internship coordinator can connect these institutional units or institutional organizations into the EELISA level. Next slide, please. This is the last slide because we have a task not only to connect these institutional organizations, but in order to assure the quality of the EELISA internship programs, we also have some responsibility to the global boards of EELISA. Especially, we have reporting the responsibility to the executive board. We need to cooperate with the academic and scientific board, especially when determining the academic requirements of different internship programs. And of course, it is very important to have a cooperation liaison to the EELISA employment committee. So this is kind of macro level structure of this. Thank you. This is the end of my presentation.